This tutorial I'm going to show you how to use Email Parser. It's a tool I've been using for a few years. And what you can do with this tool is you can extract text from your email. With that text that you extract, you can send it to a database. You can send it to an Excel spreadsheet, and you can do a bunch of things with it. So the use case for this is you can use it for home automation, and you can use it for a business use. So the example they give here is you can, let's say you receive an email. What you can do is you can set up these parsers to extract the invoice number from the email. And you can also extract things like, an amount. Maybe there's a URL in the email. Maybe there's a phone number in the email. And what you can do is you can have it automatically save it to Google Sheets, or you can have it run a script or a bunch of other things. So down here, it says it works with Gmail, Exchange. So these three right here, you can run a PowerShell script, you can run a C# script, which is what this program is mainly based on, is C#. And you can also run command line programs in Windows. So this is primarily a Windows desktop application. They also have a web version, and you can do all sorts of things with this. So I've been using this for home automation and a business use, and I'm going to show you how you can use them doing both. So if you pull up this page right here, you can see they have a lot of documentation. They have a getting started page and a bunch of examples. So right here, I think, is kind of the business use case. So what you can do is link up your Gmail, as you can see right here. And let's say you get a new email. Well, you can set up a parser to capture the text in the email. You can extract the order ID, date, and so on. So this would be something like an invoice that you can, extract certain numbers and stuff out of. And you can have it put a new row into an Excel spreadsheet. You can have it update a database. You can have it send a confirmation email, and so on. So you can see this is really handy to use, and I'm going to show you how you can, run this program. So to get started, you can download the Windows app. It's a 30-day free trial. And I'm not sponsored or anything by these people. It's just I've been using this for like 3 or 4 years to just automate things. And I found it really useful for running scripts and things like that. So once you download this file, you're going to run the executable. You should see something like this pop up. And if you are running in dark mode on Windows, what you want to do is you want to change this to light mode. So be sure to select light, because I believe this program runs on like WebView 2 or something like that. So change your settings to just a light mode, and you shouldn't see anything kind of funny. So that's about the only setup thing that you need to look out for. Email Parser gives you a sample email to work with. So right now we're having Email Parser look at a folder in this computer. And it's looking at this folder right here, but you can change it to look at any folder. And you can also set it to, look at your Office 365 account. So if you have Outlook, you can have it link up with that. And in this demo, I'm going to link up a Gmail account. So any new emails that I get, it's going to parse them and do things for me. And I'm going to cover a business use case and a home automation use case. So as I said before, you can have it look at a folder in this computer. It says down here, it provides a quick way to process emails saved as a .eml or .message files. So in Outlook, you can save your email. And when you save your email, it will always save it as a .message file. So that's what they give you. And if I double click on this, you can see it opens in Outlook, and this is a sample type of invoice email. So let's say we are tasked to, copy this invoice number into Excel. Our workflow may be something like this. We would copy the invoice number to column A. We would go back to our email. We would copy the name and paste that in column B, and go back to our email, copy the value, and put it in column C. So you can see that this is a tedious task. Email Parser can do all this for us, so we don't have to, copy and paste each thing. So to run this first example, what we're going to do is we're just going to click on emails, and you can see that in our folder we have one sample email, which I showed you earlier. If you click on email body, it's going to show you the email body. And right here is the subject line, which is sample email. So if I go over here to the left side, all you do is follow the arrows. So we're going to filter out only invoices that have the subject that has the word sample in it. If it passes this test, we're going to capture the text. The text we're going to capture is the issuer, invoice number, and the amount. And the action is we're going to save the text to an Excel spreadsheet. So I've created this folder earlier, and I'm just going to open this folder real quick. So you can see, I've got a folder right here. So to run this, we're going to come back to emails and click on process email. It says it ran, and we extracted these 3 values and put it in the Excel spreadsheet, which you can see right here. So if I double click on this, we can see that we've extracted those 3 values. So if you had this connected to Gmail and you got a new email, it would automatically insert it row after row. So this is just a great way to automate something that you have in a business. So to drive home how this works, I'm just going to hit the process email button 3 times. So I hit that button 3 times and it should have written to our Excel spreadsheet. So if I open it again, you can see we've got new entries. So if you had this connected up to Gmail, as you get new emails, it's going to write in your new data. So this is going to save you a lot of time if you do something like this every day. In addition, you can use this for something like data logging, which I've shown in previous videos. So if you have an Arduino and SwiftForth, you can have this email parser, or you can write to a folder. And once data is written into the folder, email parser will detect that it's been written to, and you can have it log your data. So this kind of ties in with home automation, but you can also use it for data logging. So to use email parser with home automation, a lot of these sensors that you see on Amazon, they have the ability to set up email notifications. So you can get notified by email, SMS, or you can just have a notification pop up on your phone. So I personally use these Yolink sensors because they use the LoRa protocol, which means it's a long range type of sensor. So you can read all about it on the Yolink site, but it just says that, LoRa is for long range wireless communication. And I've been using these for like 3-4 years, and they're pretty good. So it's a long range type of sensor. So if you have something like a mailbox that's far away, you can put a sensor on there and get notified whenever somebody opens your email, or not your email, but your mailbox for physical mail. What I do is I just set these sensors up to send me an email notification if something gets tripped. Email parser will pick up that email and it will process the email, and I can have it do a variety of actions. So if I click on the actions button, you can see that we can, do more than just add things to Excel. You can send it to Zapier, do HTTP requests. We can create a CSV file. If you have a SQL server, you can log data on a SQL server. You can also run an external program, which in this case, if you have SwiftForth, you can compile an executable and have it run that. And also you can run your scripts, your SwiftForth scripts using, run a command line. So what you do is you'll put your folder path in here. And actually this is more like, sf.cli, which is the command line, and you'd have it run something like this. So that's kind of a way that you can use this for home automation. I'm going to probably do another video or 2 or 3 because I have, a ton of YoLink sensors and I'm doing a lot of stuff with it. So to get back to email parser, I'm going to cover some of these other things just to show you, how powerful this program is. So if I click on issuer, which is in our parser over here, you can see that we have, a lot of options such as regular expressions, a bunch of other things. We can also have an attachment reader if that's something you need. And we can capture text from the body of the email. We can capture text from, if there's HTML in the email, we can extract that. And you can see there's a bunch of other fields that we have. So this is covered in the documentation. I just kind of glanced over it to give you the high level view. But you can see that we have a testing area on this side. So if I just run test, you can see that it extracted the name because this parser is set to extract the issuer, which is just the name. And we have a bunch of other options over here. I believe I'll split this up into other videos, but if you want me to, set this up for you or something like that, send an email to me below. If it's something complicated, I may give you a quote. Next, I'm going to briefly cover how to link your Gmail account. What you're going to do is you're going to click on email sources, or you can click on add email source. And what you can do is you can have multiple email sources and multiple email accounts linked up to this email parser. So if I click on this, we can select Office 365. Right here, you see Gmail account. So right here, just going to type in whatever your Gmail is. I'm just going to create an example. What it's going to do is it's going to load that and you'll see this box right here. So you can click on that and it says authorize email parser to access your Gmail account. Once you do that, you're going to click on emails and you're going to click on reload. So once you hit the reload, all your Gmails or your emails are going to load up in here. And from here, you can set your parsers and create your actions. So if you have multiple email accounts, like one for business, one for personal, you can capture things for your business and personal stuff. The last thing I recommend is hitting this cog for the settings. Right here is your running mode. And you have the option right here to process emails in the background. So I recommend you check this box right here and it will install a service that is always running. So even if you reboot your computer, this will run in the background. So you don't have to always have this program up. It can just be running and doing work as you sleep. Right here, you definitely want to always save your settings to a file because after a few months, I think and you update it, you may lose some of these things that you've automated over here. So always save your settings. So that's about all I got. If you have any problems with this or you need a programmer to program, some of this regular expression stuff or C#, I'll leave my email link below and just let me know. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think.